Okay, so here's some shots. I have four JPEGs, and this is at f2.8, but I'm trying out the new 17 to 28 millimeter that I bought today. Got it $200 less. Um, this is in aperture priority, so you're going to see the four pictures at different focal lengths. So the first one's at 17 millimeters. And let me So that's 17 millimeters. F2.8. This is 20 millimeters. F2.8. 24 millimeters. F2.8. And of course the final 28 millimeters. F2.8. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. Back in the driver's seat. Let's take some shots. Drive around, see if we can see some deer. The wind is blowing, so it looks pretty good. Let's see how much grass they cut. It's nice and cool in here, so I'm hoping it's not going to overheat. Got the laptop. Forgot my password, but I got it again. So if I have to remove any files so I can keep editing, I will. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day. 73 degrees outside. I was hoping they would cut the ditch, but they didn't do that. Get back and I'm on my backyard. It's supposed to rain again tomorrow, supposedly, but I'm enjoying this spring weather. Everything looks so gorgeous. I'm going to move the flippy screen out so it doesn't overheat. And I'm trying to remember which is the best way to go, so I'm going to go this way, okay? 40 millimeter, it's at f8 shutter speed. Dummy battery plugged in. So I think I put up 2 from last night. I got a lot of views and likes on that raindrops video. Drove through the storm. Everybody liked it. I think it's one of my better videos. Oh, almost passed it up. Oh my goodness. Nope. Not gonna let me set it up. It's on. Trying to get it to like 20 miles an hour. Yeah, got it. Good. 20 miles an hour. My other car couldn't do it. I think I had to go something like 30 miles an hour or something like that. Everything nice and smooth, but look at those flags. Man, they are blowing like crazy. might see some deer on the way. But what I want to do, so I'm going to do a ditch, see if the water is dried up. I think they cut it. Now you see the building here, I don't know if they're tearing it down or making a new one, but they're sure taking their time. And there's some pretty flowers on the left, there's deers on the left in the shade, munching on grass. You can see the beautiful purple flowers on the left. Gorgeous. Oh, deers to the left. They're all in the shade. I'm going to go this way. Oh. Wonder if they're going to cement that part. I don't know. Beautiful day. Gorgeous. Still see some water in the street. So on this street, everything bends down to the center so it can run off, but you can see where there's some dead spots where it didn't quite make it all the way. A catch. Ooh. Well, that was bold. So yeah, I still see some water down here. I'm going to park up here and start doing some test scenes with the 28 millimeter. Okay, well, 17 to 28 anyway. So anyhow, see you in a little bit. Okay, I hope I'm in the picture. Let me zoom in a little bit more. It is very windy, folks. So I'm trying the 17 to 28 millimeter outside. I put it on a Sunpack tripod. And I'm going to be taking some shots outside on this beautiful windy day. But anyhow, this is at 17 millimeters. This is a good vlogging one. It's a pretty wide shot, and I can scroll it around. And then this is the 28 to 75. So now I have the 17 to 28 f2.8 and the 28 to 75 f2.8. So how do I look? Look pretty good? Sharp? If I bring it to 20 millimeters, how do I look? And I can now start seeing the shape. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it has 8. I don't think it has 9. I have only 7. I don't know. 24 millimeter. Am I still in the frame? Then of course the 28 millimeter. f2.8. How do I look? Pretty good? Well, let's turn it around. So, as you can see, the wind's blowing. That F8. You can see the car in the distance. And I can swivel it a little bit just to give you a nice view. This is at 4K 24. In fact, I can raise it up a little bit. Let's get this tree in. How's that? That's massive, isn't it? Do a 360. And this is all at 28 millimeter. And get around the bench. But there's the jungle gym, or slides and swing sets, and you can have picnics here. It's real nice. Nice park. May not have it level. There. Now I have it level. So it's all at F8. I'm in the shade. Keep the camera cool. And I'm turning it around slowly. You see a little jerkiness because it's a rectangle. It's looking good. Go like that. That might be better if I can see it. And there we go. So let's see if I can spot something. I'm going to test the shade, the shadow. Let's see. Let's just do the tree, okay? So, there's this massive tree. Well, it's not massive, but this is at 28 millimeter. It's at 24 millimeter. For landscaping purposes, that's excellent. And here's 20 millimeters. What do you think? Now you can get part of the bench. You just see the shadow. And here's 17 millimeters. So that looks tiny, huh? All right, let's try a different setting. Okay, I hope I'm in the picture. Yeah. Okay, a little less wind noise, but this is at 17 millimeters at f2.8. Aperture priority. How does it look? Just look at those leaves. So I think I got a pretty good lens. This is autofocus. So I went to 20 millimeters right then. Should be coming up to 24. And then the 28 millimeter. Pretty awesome. Now, of course, I'm going back. I'm describing about the shutter speed and all that, but you don't need to know that. You just want to see a good quality picture. And I'm seeing it right now. Now, got a little bit out of focus because I messed up by I touched the, well, I'm turning the focus ring, showing you that you can put it on manual like the Viltrox, and you can focus it. And then if you're just a little bit off, you just hit the autofocus on, and it goes back to automatic. So I think that's pretty good. Now let's go to another. Okay, this is Program Auto. So the camera is doing all this. And you can see me is at 28 millimeters at f2.8. No, it's at f8. I'm sorry. Yeah, when you let the camera do it, they put it at f8 for some reason. You have to either go to aperture or manual mode to change the settings. So I'm showing the difference, as you're zooming. Do you like what you're seeing? Okay, so this right here is in manual mode. And it's at 28 millimeters. And I get it at 1/600 shutter speed at f2.8. ISO is at 6400. And as you can see, I'm changing the ISO, I'm changing the shutter speeds and stuff. Just little things I'm doing, but this is in manual mode. The reason why I have the sound turned off is because the wind is horrendous. You can't hear my voice, and you can hear a lot of thumping. So that's why I'm talking to you now. And it probably sounds better too. But it was a beautiful day, nice cool breeze. I think it got up to like 71, 72 degrees. Perfect. It was windy, but you can see I'm doing the different shutter speeds and apertures and stuff, all in manual mode. But it's just a gorgeous day. Few clouds in the sky. We had a pretty big rainstorm Friday evening, hail, lightning, a little flooding, but everything's just about dry. I can't believe it. It wore me out going home last night. I just fed the pets, ate dinner, went straight to bed. Couldn't take anymore. It was too much. I worked hard at work, and so I just needed some time to relax. Turn off the ringer or the phone, put it on airplane mode. That way nothing goes out or comes in. Sorry if anybody's trying to reach me, but when you need your rest, you got to do some things to do it. Take care of it. But it gave me a whole bunch of energy to do a lot of these videos. Okay, you're going to like this clip. So the brother or the sister to the 17 to 28 was the 28 to 75, which came out first. And that's an f2.8 also. So this is what you're going to see right now. This is at 28 millimeters at f2.8. And then you'll see me scrolling up. So I was trying out the different lenses. And this is in aperture priority, by the way. So I'm trying different things, realizing that, hey, it's in aperture priority. Let it take care of itself. So there's, as I'm zooming in, you can see the tree getting closer and closer. Pretty neat, huh? I love the shadows on here. gorgeous, isn't it? And you know, the 28 to 75, and then the 17 to 28 would be my vacation lens. I mean, I could take the 24 to 120 also, but that's f4. So, okay, folks, this is a treat. This is the 24 to 70. This is the F-mount Tamron f2.8. So let's look at the quality compared to the lens that I bought. And you can see a difference. So as I move the lens closer, or I zoom in, as they would say, look at that. Now there's a little out of focus right there, but I'm going to fix it correctly, you know, shortly. That's one thing about the F-mount. You know, you have to be very precise. So I see I'm out of focus. I should be hitting the button shortly. Or I'm hoping anyway. There we go. And then I realized, wait a minute, I had it on manual focus. So I put it in automatic, and then the rest of the pictures are good. I'm talking about the different shutter speeds and stuff, but you don't need to know that. And I'm going all the way to 70. The VR is on the lens. And I have it on the camera also. It's in sports mode, not normal. And thought I'd try it out because someone said, no, just keep it normal. And the other one said, no, put it in sports mode. So if you're on a bike or in a car, you put it on sports mode, all right? If you're standing still, you do the normal. Shutter priority, autofocus at 24 to 70. So I'm just putting in different settings. See how this works. Excellent quality. And this is still a good lens. And it's half the price of the S24 to 70 and 70 to 200. Now I had to do a little fun with you guys. This is the kit lens for DX cameras like the Z50 or the Z30 or even the ZFC, 16 to 50. So it's a variable aperture from, I think, 3.5 to 6.3. But anyway, I had to throw it in there. But I just want you to look with the Z7 II, how clear the lens are. And with the megapixels on the camera, even if you divide it by half, that's almost like a crop camera. You know, when you remove the megapixels and stuff. So it's kind of like a Z6 II, 24 megapixels. But I'm going back and forth. And thought I'd try it. Of course, I'm talking now. If I put the sound on, it would sound awful with the wind blowing. But anyway, good screenshot. You can see the The tree is a little bit smaller. So you notice the crop mode, it's just smaller, okay? And it's supposed to be a 24 millimeter equivalent on a full frame camera. But anyway, my camera goes automatically in DX mode or crop mode, and the lens works perfectly fine. There we go. Now I zoom all the way to 50. So it zooms pretty quick. You know, they're talking about this DX 17 to 28 also, but you know, the auto zoom, but kit lens is still good. Okay, folks. This is the 18 to 140 DX lens. So you can see that the tree is a little bit closer instead of 16 millimeters. But I thought I'd try this out too. And as I'm getting closer to the 140 millimeter, I had to go back a little bit because I messed up on the readings. And as I get closer, look how clear this tree becomes. Look at that bark. And the shadows, it's awesome. And of course, this is at 3.5 all the way to 6.3, I believe. Let me take a look. 24. No, it's f4, all the way f4. But when you're in video, they'll put it on f8. But anyhow, that's that. So this is the 28 millimeter f2.8. And it's in aperture priority. Shutter speed is at 1/4000th of a second, and ISO is at 140. So it's a pretty white shot. It's a good lens, small lens. If I put it on an APS-C or DX style camera, it'll give me a 42 focal length. Whereas the 40 millimeter, or I should say the 40 millimeter is kind of like the equivalent of what you're seeing right here. Not, let me take that back. The 28 millimeter on a DX crop is like the 40 millimeter that you see right here. That's what I meant. So this is the 28 millimeter in shutter priority this time. A little quick clip. Don't need to stretch it out, but you can see all the action. Still a good picture. So this is the program auto. Quick clip, about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And the shutter speed is 1/500th of a second. ISO is at 125. And this, of course, is 28 millimeter. So this is manual mode, f2.8. Real quick clips that I'm just showing. I'm almost done. I promise. You know, I've been recording for about 30 minutes, but I'm really taking it to the plate or paces with each different lens in different settings. This is a real treat for you. This is the 105 millimeter f2.8 macro, because I can't zoom in or anything, but look at the shadows on the tree. I'm trying the different settings. And it's in manual mode. So I'm doing the shutter speed, I'm doing the aperture. Just showing you how you can change it in manual mode. Very quick, stays in focus, different shades. All right, aperture priority, 105 millimeter, f2.8, 1/4000th of a shutter speed. You can see the bokeh in the back. That's why I love this lens. If I got closer to the tree, then it would be all blurred out. So 105 millimeter at shutter priority. This is at f8. And I believe it's 4K 30. Program auto, 105 millimeter. So everything almost looks natural. I can still see a little stuttering. So this is the auto at f8. And it's still 105 millimeter, but that 1/500th of a second. Looks pretty neat. I love that lens. Car's almost driving smooth. Don't see any stuttering. That's on the auto. Amazing, isn't it? I like the auto on the Nikon better than I do on the Sony. So I take that back. The previous video was program auto. This is auto itself. It's only like a 30-second clip. So you can look at auto compared to program auto. Basically, it's the same. Only this is 1/1000th of a second at f8. Difference how each setting is, separate. Like program priority is a little bit higher. Auto is at 1000. Okay, I don't see any sound. This is at 1080 inside the car. So I must mess up on the sound because I don't see anything. But you can see how clear it is. This is 1080p at 60 FPS. Oh, you know what this is, folks? This is at 120 FPS, so it has no sound. But look at that. Slow motion. I've never tried this before. I'm saying, what happened to the sound? But if you look at it, very slow. And I did 5 minutes of this. I can't believe it. So I have to talk really slow to match the video. But it's interesting. It's unreal. Oh my goodness. This is a surprise because when I was looking at it uh, on the Nikon photo viewer, uh, just gave me a small picture. Oh yeah, it's 1080p. Yeah, this is 120 FPS, folks. This is your slow motion. Unreal. And this is the 40 millimeter, by the way. Well, I could play music to this. This is really slow. Now, I'm going over the speed bump, I believe. Again, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to pause that. You know what happens. Okay, 1080. And you can hear my voice. Turn down the air conditioning a little bit. Going home. I haven't tried the 1080 yet. Okay. So, not 4K, it's a 40 millimeter. Wind is dying down a little bit. Speed bump. Boy, it is still windy though. I had a pretty good shoots today. I don't see any deer. Got a lot of grass to eat. So summer's pretty long. This is the shade. I need to do something like that, I guess. think I can get out of here. Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at. I have no idea what I'm looking at. So I don't know if it's recording. But I see some deer. See them? 3 of them, in fact. So I thought I'd try all the different resolutions. They're not the full, they're like 16.9. I'll be home shortly. Probably have to mow the grass. I hate to do it on a windy day. So this is 1080p at 60. All right. One more speed bump coming up. Been down this road many times. There's a Honda. I can go back and look at the pretty flowers again, maybe with the 105mm. I might just do that. Trying to get the best. I'm going to park right back over here. That way I can avoid the pole. I'm just using the battery. I'm not using the car. Park. Stop. Okay, manual mode. What a shot, huh? 105mm. Look at those flowers. Gorgeous, isn't it? Yes, gorgeous. See the traffic. This is at 1080, folks. And of course, this is 4K, 60. That speed bump, or yeah, the sign. Trying to focus over here. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to turn on the car too. Get some air in here. Sorry about the noise. You look at the traffic. Get some cold air on here. Keep the camera cold. But excellent. I love this camera. Don't have to have the most expensive one. So, is the Z7 II outdated? I don't think so, folks. I think it's an excellent camera. Well worth the purchase. Wouldn't mind having another one. I love the 45.7 megapixel camera. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so this is 1/2000th of a shutter speed. Okay, speed bump. Gorgeous, isn't it? Outstanding. Pretty stable. I'm just using my one hand to hold it. Okay. Well, hope you enjoy this. I'll see you back in the studio. So we're back in the studio. And how did you like it? I enjoyed it. Wonderful day. No, I did not mow the grass in the back. I'll do that tomorrow if it doesn't rain. I got an electric mower, so I don't want to get shocked or electrocuted. Or mañana. That's my problem. I got a mañana. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Yes, it's long. It's about 50 minutes or so. But tried all the different settings. The Nikkor lenses are fantastic. I can slap a Sony lenses on here and you can get autofocus. I can put the F-mount lenses on here and they work fantastic. Right here on 35 millimeter, which will give it like a 52 millimeter on the ZFC. It's the S-Line Prime f1.8. It looks fantastic. Usually I have the 40 millimeter on there, but I'm using it for car vlogging because the 35 millimeter kind of shows a little bit of the dash. I've been noticing that I've been seeing a little bit of the dash too. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, please give me a like, subscribe. Any questions, just write in the comments below. And sorry about the noise. It was great when I was blocking, you know, with my back. But once I started rotating, I should have realized, hey, it was just awful. But anyhow, what's done is done. So remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and until next time, goodbye.